What's happening, y'all? So as y'all can see, days later, after the God Forgives I Don't unboxing, I've got another one to add to my Rick Ross collection. And we already know what it is. This album, I know everybody had a lot to say about it, but me personally, I thought it was phenomenal. Set in Stone by Rick Ross. Of course, this is the CD edition, and so Don Toliver is featured as the guest on the first track, which is not on the digital edition. And I think that's going to help make that song feel a little bit more complete, because knowing that Don Toliver was supposed to be on the song all along, I felt like it was a little incomplete at times. But Ross still had an excellent verse. Of course, the rest of this is just like my Rick Ross collection as it stands right now. And then, like I said in the other video, I made my own copy of Too Good to Be True. I might as well just show y'all. I made a little booklet and everything. So we'll see if the Set in Stone booklet has any credits or anything like that. I'm excited to see, because Ross album packaging has always been pretty impeccable. But again, I'm gonna be honest. When I first saw the cover, I didn't know really what to expect. I thought, is this like an AI generated artwork or something like that? Yeah, I thought it was just like a regular poster. I didn't know that this was, the album cover until I saw, this is when he first posted the album. I'm like, oh, he's serious about this. So I have taken time to kind of get used to this cover, because we look at past artwork by Rick Ross and you can see that he has mostly done pictures of himself or things that kind of evoke his luxury rap, style and whatnot. But this is just something new. This looks again, this is the age of artificial intelligence and generative intelligence. I personally cannot stand any of it, but the album was phenomenal. And yeah, again, I'm gonna also point out he's not backed by a major label anymore, and so there's no copyright credits. There's no serial code on the spine, or record label information or anything. But nevertheless, we're gonna check this album out. Here's the CD, Set in Stone. I do like the marble. They went with the marble style, and they keeping it that consistent across. But we'll see what this booklet is gonna be like. And I am excited to hear, like I said, Caviar Bumps. I'll go through my favorite songs. Okay. And I appreciate as well that he put an acknowledgement. Of course, the last album, show y'all, his last solo album. This is again his first album in 5 years. So his last solo album, I think the CD didn't come out until January 2022. And he did have a thank you. And so once again, thank you. The font, I'm gonna actually see if I can zoom in on the font. Okay, so it's looking like he's using the same font that he used. And again, I'm gonna analyze all of this. Port of Miami 2 is the same font, but it looks to be like a regular version of the font. It's not as thick. The thank yous, of course. And this is what I also noticed. It ends with talking about his partnerships, his lyrics, his Instagram videos. Everything has become a lot more capitalistic, if that's possible. We can see that in thanking a bunch of brands, compared to this album where he thanked the supporters and he only had a small part about his, partnerships and whatever. But anyways, I'm glad they got at least the basic credits. Already noticing some typos, Dion Cole. But I do like how they kept the font consistent, at least. And yeah. Okay, this is cool. See, I'm thinking, did somebody actually build this marble bust? It definitely looks like it could have been artificially generated. But I appreciate that they have an image in the booklet. And I also appreciate that he made acknowledgments who's doing the artwork for the album. But yeah, this looks like it could have been generated by AI. I mean, the fingers, and that's usually something you could tell with artificially generated artwork. You know, look at the hands. But I do not believe that somebody actually built. I'm gonna look into the album artist, Spliff TV or Spiff TV. So yeah, the booklet, all in all, is fairly simple. I do like the little cloud of smoke, but yeah, just not as, I was hoping for some actual pictures of Rick Ross and whatever, but he doing the AI thing, you know, the algorithm and all that. So anyway, the booklet is nice. I'm glad they at least have some credits, and I'm glad the CD has all the songs, because recent years there's been issues with artists not putting every song on the album or the CD version of the album. But anyway, and I do like they added a little verse from Psalms. I appreciate that. It feels like it's adding more personal touch than just giving you the AI artwork and whatever. And the little Rick Ross logo right there. But anyways, excited, very much excited to finally have this in my collection amongst these legendary Rick Ross albums. I did feel like the lyricism, he could have gone, you know, a little more in depth at times, especially with how much has happened in the world since his last solo album. But overall, this is where he's at. This is what he's showing up with, and for the most part, I enjoyed it. My favorite songs on the album are Caviar Bumps, Mahogany Caskets, Ring Around the Rose, Maybach Music 7, Purple Fentanyl, I'm not gonna say Porsche GT3 RS because I'm not gonna lie. That one and Face Down are the only ones that I didn't add to my playlist. I love City Lights, Chain of Command, Remarkable Hustle, Big Fish, Diamonds Never Die, She's My Star, Do It One Time. That run of tracks is incredible. And I think my favorite one is Remarkable Hustle, all in all. And it looks like they got like a genuine barcode for it, but no type of information here. But yeah, I don't know. I'm too pedantic about the graphic design element of it. But anyway, this is it. Hold on, let me show y'all, like, just lay it all out. All the solo albums so far. Or you know what? I'll include this one because this is his natural progression of, like, he didn't just go from this to this. He made this in between, and this was also, they said this was like one of his worst albums. So I don't know. But anyways, Rick Ross, gotta love Rick Ross. Yeah. And if you made it this far in the video, like I said with the other one, yeah, just thanks for tuning in. Peace.